Thank you very much, guys. Obviously, I'm very pleased to be here, right? And I'm very pleased to be back in Barcelona, because many times I've gone to Ibiza in the summertime. Getting not drunk, because when I went there when I was younger, I didn't drink. I actually didn't drink before I was 27. Can you believe that? So like 2 years ago, I started drinking. It's a joke, right? So, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Johannes Torpe. I'm a creative. I'm a designer, I'm a musician. And I run design companies around the world, more specifically in Italy, in Denmark, in Copenhagen, and in China as well. Not in all of China, of course, but in specifically Beijing at the moment. What I'm here to talk about, and actually this is quite an encouragement, because when I knew that, or heard that the theme was skipping stone, I was like, amazing. Because I see myself as a skipping stone, as a matter of fact. Can you believe that? And maybe you can after I tell you my story, because this is really the skipping stone story. With skipping stone, it was explained at the beginning, but I think we should just recap on it. So, you throw a stone, it hits the water at a specific angle, if you are really, really good at throwing the stone, obviously, and it does like, pow, like this. And it would hit the water again somewhere later. You don't know where it's going to hit. You don't know in which angle it's going to hit. You don't know how it's going to make ripples in the water either, how big they're going to be. And this is what is really interesting, I think, because this is really life, because you never know where it's going to take you. Where I grew up, I actually started what I would call a holistic journey. And when I say holistic journey, what do I mean? Well, holistic, I mean the whole human being. Because the place I grew up, ladies and gentlemen, was a little bit different than most other people's. Have you heard about hippies? You know hippies? Like these ones. Yeah, man, come on, let's do it, yeah, but maybe tomorrow, more like that. This is the typical expression of the hippie. It is. And where I grew up, because my mother is an artist and a painter and a very creative person, she decided we should move there because she would like to paint the nature. Not literally the nature, but paintings of the nature, obviously, right? So, so we moved to this hippie camp in the rural part of Denmark, in the countryside. And I'm going to show you now a picture of my childhood. Are you ready for that? Are you really truly ready for this? It's going to amaze you, right? Yeah, so what you see here is kind of self-explaining. But I can say for a fact that I am by far the most fashionable person in the picture, wearing clothes. And that year in '77, it was also red was in fashion at the Milan Fashion Week. I knew that already at that time. Obviously, to live in a free society like that as a child gives you many good things, and it certainly gave me the ability to communicate very freely, and communicating very freely in the way that I didn't have limitations. I could do whatever I want. And I enjoyed, of course, playing drums and draw stuff and stuff like that. But most important of all, I also kind of skipped away from going to school. So actually, to this date, I only been 3 years in school, ladies and gentlemen. No exams. No, it's actually true. No exams, nothing like that. Just actually jumping out at it. And I really remember being in this hippie camp. Well, this told my village, in my village. It's nicer, isn't it? My village. Some of the more grown-up guys, younger musicians coming up there. I was a drummer. I was, of course, the best drummer in the world, at least in the village, which you are mostly when you're from a village. To recap that one. So they said, hey, man, you know what? Tomorrow, we're going to make a band, and you're going to play the drums. I was like, whoa, it's amazing. I'm going to play drums in the band with grown-ups. This is the most amazing thing in the world. I couldn't sleep at night. It was unbelievable for me to have this opportunity. And I was like, wow. And the next day I went over to them again. Okay, so we're going to do the band now. They're like, yeah, you know what? Tomorrow we're going to do a band. And I can actually, you can imagine the rest. So at the age of 12, I went to my mom and I said, Mom, I can't be here anymore. I need to move away. I need to take responsibility for my life. And now you think about it, 12 years old, yeah, right. No, actually, yes, right. I did say this. And I went, my mother, she called my auntie and said, oh, it's not good, he's want to move away. And I moved to Copenhagen at my sweet auntie's place, and she was, like the rest of the family, completely worried about me. Like, no diploma, no school, couldn't read, write, or calculate, nothing like that. I wish I could be a mathematician, but it would probably be premature at this point. So she took me to the local government office, where they had a great offer for me, as they said, to go on a school for troubled young people. In my, honestly speaking, I'm not a very strategic person. I'm not. I'm a very creative person. This is the first time I thought, okay, now you're gonna throw yourself out. You're gonna do like this, like a skipping stone. And I said following. Actually, guys, I got a job. You're like, really? You got a job? Yeah, I got a job at the local drum storm. So you actually don't need to do the schooling thing. And they were like, let's call them. Say, yeah, call tomorrow because the bus is not there today. You know, like. And there was a Y line, and it was quite strategic. I went straight down to the drum store, obviously, and said, hey, guys, I need a job now. And they're like, what, really? Yes, I need a job. Otherwise, I will be put on a school for troubled young people, and you cannot have that on your conscience. And I got the job, obviously. I was there for a mere 3 years, which was an amazing time. I learned to almost write, and I could read as well. And when I was 15, I started getting bored. I was like, something needs to happen here. So I went to my, actually, we're going to do like this now. No more hippies on the picture. I went to a concert, and I looked at beautiful light shows, and I thought, I'm going to be a lighting designer. So I went to my mom again and said, Mother, can you sign these papers? And she was like, what is that? That is a company registration. I was 15 years old. I'm going to do a lighting design company. Because when you really believe you can fly, you probably can fly in a way, right? And I did this company, and it was quite successful until I was 20 years old when I sold it. And you could say getting this company registration again was a skipping stone. It was like, pow! I'm going to do something that is completely irrational because I have no idea how to do it. But then I will just have to learn it the hard way. And it was bloody hard, obviously. It's a really difficult business. So when I was around 20, I was in a need of a change. And this is where it really made sense for me because I had the ability with the music. I had the ability with the design. I kind of understood that in the context. And then I thought, you know, I have to skip myself once more and see exactly where I land in the water. This time, I landed actually to buy a nightclub complex. And I designed my first commercial project, which is this one called NASA in Copenhagen. NASA is, of course, not the American company, Space Association. It is Nice and Safe Attitude. That was the name for it. So you understand that. We didn't copy it. I can also tell you many stories about how strawberry margarita and a white nightclub is not a good combination, but let's save that for afterwards. The thing about this, what I understood here is that I really got the essence of what I wanted to do with my life. This was the essence. I could use my ability as a creative to create something that was larger than the sum of its parts. I could use my creativity to create something for people that could get in here and enjoy themselves, and I could design something that will make them get out of their everyday life. And this is really what made me realize I have to do a design company. My future is not owning nightclubs. No damn way, because there's going to be strawberry margarita everywhere. It's too frustrating. No, my aim is to design. So I did. And actually, the interesting thing here is when you throw yourself out into something and the stone hits the water and the ripples go in different directions, when you start designing as well, and you start using your creativity, those ripples will reach very, very far. And they actually reached as far as one day there was a guy from China calling me up and saying, "Hi, this is Wang Xiangfei from Beijing, China. I would like to do a very luxury restaurant with you." I was like, okay, Beijing, yeah, China, that's interesting. So I went and met this guy in China, which is one of my best friends today, as a matter of fact. And this is where I understood the true meaning of the word guangxi, or relationship as you know it. I'm not sure what it's called in Spanish. I'm sorry about that. Pardon me. But importance is here that I needed to understand this. And I needed to understand that without guanxi, without relationship, we are nothing. Nothing. Really, seriously, nothing. We need other people to shine. We need to let other people shine as well. And Xiao Fei, he said to me one day, he said, Johannes, actually in China they call me Johannes, because Johannes is very difficult to say. So good morning, Johannes, for instance, is very nice. It kind of makes me shine a little bit. He said, Johannes, you are like my brother. And this, I can tell you, is the highest thing you can get from a Chinese, is to be a brother. A brother from another mother, has to be said in the right way. My brother. And this was something fantastic for me. And that made me realize also that all the potential we have as a creative human being is not a question of being a designer, an architect, a photographer, a musician, whatever. No, it's about global illuminated creativity. And this is why I, once again, throw myself out into something completely different, which isn't that different actually, because this is a picture of myself, as you can see, with a bit longer hair, a bit younger, and my brother is in the back. And in my family, actually, the complexity here is so that my mom is Danish with a bit of Swedish, and my brother's mom is German, and my sister's mom is French, and I could actually continue here. So if I see any of you looking a little bit freckled, talkative out here, you could be my siblings. And my father was, of course, Irish, as you can see on my transparent outer. And what he did very well was he traveled out of Ireland at a very young age, becoming a Buddhist, and he went to Denmark at the first time, and with his guitar and a green hat, as most Irish people have. And he walked out to the first beautiful woman, it was my mom. Right now, you are my mom. Walked out like this, and he did like this, bring, pregnant, immediately. And he did that very well, I would say. He was a very, very good guitar player in that way. I tried with drums. It's more difficult with drum set, I can tell you. Bass drum, you would be gone if I tried with the drums. So let's realize that. No, but to understand where I come from is that I've done so many different things in my life. And all this has been an encouraging experience all the way through. What I'm showing you now is what I also do, and that is music. And I let them turn it up so you can feel like the oomph from just one of the songs we have done, my brother and I, together. I think now applause would be suiting. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What is beautiful about music and design together is that it can create, ripples in the water again. That is unpredictable. Once again, I throw myself out in this, saying, okay, music background, fantastic. Design, everything has been very, very exciting so far. So going from one place to another, one day a guy from a company called Bang Olufsen called me and said, would you like to do a speech in front of the new CEO and the management of the company? I was like, yeah, of course. I was in Beijing, so I flew back, and on the way on this flight, I was like preparing, some slides and stuff, and then I thought, why shouldn't I prepare something about the future of Bang Olufsen as well? So I did. So when I came there and I did the speech, I said to the CEO, I'm not going to talk about, interior trends because it doesn't interest me, but I would like to talk about how you work with brands. And he was like, great, I want to hear that. So I did a presentation, and after that he was happy, and he said, can you tell me something about what should we do to make Bang Olufsen even greater? I was like, yes, I can. So I went to the next slides and I talked about all the ideas I had about the brands, and nevertheless, less than 4 months later, I was the creative director for Bang Olufsen. And this is what I'm telling you. You can get thrown out like this, and you can go to places you never believe will happen. And actually, for Bang Olufsen, the case, I'm not going to bore you with pictures of products or stuff like that. No, I'm going to tell you to go back to my childhood, because every time I took the train with my mom to go to Copenhagen, we always went through a small village called Struer. And it was like in the train, like, ding, 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 next station is Struer. I was like, home of Bang & Olufsen. Said with like a movie voice. I was like amazed. It was like sci-fi for me. It was like, whoa! you know, something like spaceship flying through, like that. And I got really amazed about it. And also, I imagine it was a little bit like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Oompa Loompas dancing around, and the CEO being Willy Wonka, which is not really the way he looks, not Willy Wonka, but the CEO, obviously speaking. So what am I trying to say here, really? I'm trying to say that life is completely unpredictable. And I've been on a holistic journey my whole life. And you know what? The good thing about when you're a skipping stone, as I am, you never know where you're going to hit next. You never know where the ripples is going to spread in the water. And I can also tell you that the world record of skipping stone is 52 hits. Can you believe that? 52 hits. And I only have like 5 or 6 hits now. So if I'm really one of those world record-breaking skips, I have a long way to go. And I can't wait for the next time I hit the water. Thank you very much.